Okay, so can you guys briefly describe your company and the roles that you have?
Yeah, so we're working with micro estimating systems, doing machine shop coding software and coding and estimation software. And my role is the CTO. So we're kind of working with trying to get the project brought up into the 21st century.
And I am the lead developer. So I've been trying to work with Joe to make the plans and then work with the developers to get them executed.
Great. So let's start from the beginning. What were you doing before we engaged?
We were trying to handle a lot of leftover errors from previous developers and from just a lot of stuff that has kind of built up patches over the years. And with an archaic system, with a archaic language. So trying to get a lot of that all updated and trying to detangle all the mess, and with no clear-cut lines between everything. We were just trying to have everybody kind of throw their full brain power at it to go solve these issues to try and help us get our product up to date.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what was your primary problem and what caused it?
So I think our primary problem was there's a lot of overlap in the code. And because of that, we kind of set each person on a string, like follow this thread and figure out where it goes and untangle it. And because those strings crossed all over, we ended up crossing all over each other's paths. And we'd have 2 or 3 people rewriting sections of code that's kind of used everywhere with no real coordination between us. So we're kind of duplicating and triplicating big chunks of work that would have been better handled if we had been able to coordinate and kind of separate it out together.
And Johanna, what were you experiencing during this time?
Yeah, so since we were doing so many things at once without like kind of upfront working them out, I felt like I had a lot of things peppering me, and I was trying to move in a lot of different directions at once, and it was really stressful to do that. And I also felt like there was a lot of waste in the process that stressed me out a lot too, because we needed to get things done more timely, but without the upfront planning, I had a really hard time getting any faster, I suppose.
So what were your first thoughts when you heard about us?
I think I was wondering why Ron was bringing in a psych instead of a salesperson. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of a little worried because we're on a bootstrapped startup budget, and I was wondering why is he bringing in this advisor when we need more programmers, we need more salespeople, we need more people to throw at this problem to make it go away.
And I felt nervous when he first told us about you, because it feels like we need a lot of control, and to have somebody come in and like tell us what we were going to be doing and take away our flexibility felt really scary. But then when we talked to you and you described what you really wanted to do to help us figure out what we wanted to do, talk through all of the things, that I felt really excited about that. I thought that could be valuable.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So then now describe working with us. So what area did you get the most value in, and why?
I think working with you, kind of having a scapegoat, excuse me, somebody to, it's kind of a scapegoat that we're not telling the other person why they're not doing good. We're telling Grant why it is we feel that things are not going smoothly. That kind of helped. And then also the pointed questions to kind of get down to what we're really feeling. Because we're going from I feel frustrated to why I feel frustrated, and trying to figure out those kind of issues, and then kind of making an action plan from that. And again, yeah, just kind of having a scapegoat, somebody who I'm just telling Grant how it is. I'm not telling my boss how it is or telling my employee how it is.
Yeah, I really like that too. I liked the fact that I knew you were talking to all of us. So if I was just telling you my perspective, you knew it was my perspective and you knew everybody else's perspective too. So I felt like I didn't have to worry about how it was going to reflect on other people because you'd already heard directly from them. And then like bringing us together after that process, you knew kind of where the hot spots were and where things weren't clicking, and you just kind of were able to bring us to that point so we could discuss it and get each other's viewpoints.
So what results did you achieve from working with us?
I think the main one is it kind of reopened those lines of communication. I think in some instances, maybe we're a little bit afraid to talk to somebody. We were afraid of either hurting their feelings, or we were afraid of what they would think. And so it kind of reopened those lines to keep communication flowing, to enable us to kind of really know, how to work around people's feelings and people's different working methods, and kind of how to communicate better.
And I like that you pushed us not just to talk the things through, but also to come up with like a planned structure for how we were going to do our processes together, and that it's like personalized to our needs and our personalities, so that things can work more efficiently, so we can work more efficiently together too.
That's awesome here. That's exactly what I'm trying to achieve. Can you give me an example of like of how the improvement has helped you currently, like a physical example of like, in the past meetings were like this and now they're more like this, and why you prefer that or enjoy that more?
I think one of the things is we used to work more as a team on the same project before we continued to get split off, or needed to split off to all these other different kind of disconnected but connected projects. And I think that was something that I didn't realize as much before, was that Johanna really enjoyed working as a team on kind of a same goal. And when it is we split it up, it also kind of split up that team feeling, that now we're kind of like individuals working on a grander project, but it's no longer a team. It's more of just people trying to achieve the same goal. And kind of that subtle break. And I think that realization was helpful to kind of know how to bring us back into a team again, rather than just people working towards the same goal.
We also have had some strategy discussions since we've worked with you, and I felt like they went really well and really smoothly, because I didn't feel like we were ever sort of competing with our ideas, and trying to get things done our way, but rather like we kind of understood where our ways of doing things overlap, and we're able to kind of have that push and pull, but without it feeling like we were fighting against each other. And I really like that.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Awesome. So how likely are you to recommend us, and why should someone listening take action right now?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting together with Grant and Memiry, trying to get your processes sorted out. And because even, I thought we were all pushing the same direction, but come to find out we could be pushing better. So it really helped us to straighten things out, even though I thought everything was perfectly fine. And it was definitely very useful to our overall processes to kind of bring in him and to get everything sorted.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. I would totally recommend people work with you if they're trying to get something accomplished and they're struggling, because I felt like we got put right back on the right track very quickly, and that already I feel like we've seen benefits, even though it's been just a really short time so far.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time to do this testimonial. And like, it makes me feel great too that you guys like genuinely feel like there's been an improvement. And I really hope that this continues on. And I look forward to hearing from you guys again in a couple months.